Okay. I was going back and watching my video, the first video I made today, which was 2 hours and 14 minutes long. I made it to about 1 hour and 40 minutes, and I was my wife was going to go out for a minute, so I thought I'd take a few minutes. There was two questions that were asked that I haven't made a video about, hadn't addressed. One was concerning tiny clothing and outfits that women wear. My thoughts on that. Plus, a guy had commented and said something and asked me about what he alluded to. He said he was over 200 pounds and what he was basically asking me a question about sleeping pills. So I want to address both, and I want to do it fairly. Okay. Now, like I said, these are just my personal views. Warning, you may like my views, you may not. I want to encourage people to understand it and watch the whole video, and please try to understand where I'm coming from. Okay, I do this just as a try to help people. I try to, they ask me questions, and sometimes when I'm on there talking, I don't generally get on there unless my wife sees some of that stuff. She might respond for me. Anyway, so to the sleeping pills. That concerned the female that was up here over a year ago. Her name was Susan. She, like I said, I don't care whether you take sleeping pills or what. The problem was it's not that she was abusing them. I wasn't alluding to that. What I was saying was she has a issue with you know sort of like a sort of a mental thing where it's these people that go to Hawassi, and that's what they give them. They give them these pills, and some people misuse them and overdose on them. If people make them angry, like I said, you got to be careful when you're dealing with people with those kind of tendencies. Was this Susan the worst I've ever seen? No, I mean I've seen worse. Way worse. But she, it was like she would just have these notions to want stuff she already had before. And why she came down here and lied to my wife like she did, I have no idea. And you say, well, Derek, I don't have her side. I don't either. I have what I know is her side of what I viewed in front of me and still have memories of. But I know that I know what she would try to do. She'd try to buck it. She'd try to say she wasn't bossing me and my wife around. She would try to tell me I was lying about all this, but I'm not. I had no reasons to lie. Like I said, I watched this person go. Uh, you know, she didn't have her. She had two kids. Like I said, she had two kids. Had no job, or I mean, not the kids, but her. She had two kids that didn't have a mom with a job. She didn't have no money to take care of them. She had no house of her own. A lot of this I was aware of. I didn't find a lot of this out till 2 or 3 days later when she finally woke up. She told us when she walked in here. My wife was trying to pass her off as like she was like a Valentine's present or some type of thing, and she wanted to she wanted to be a part of this woman's life, and she wanted to make this woman, you know, uh, a nice offer, and thought I'd be a nice offer if this woman was definitely, which I found out later, she was not actually homeless. Her problem was she just couldn't behave. You know, she misbehaved a lot of times, and she'd give her cars to people she already met. They were probably people that did drugs or what have you. she'd give all that up, even though she should have kept them for the kids. Should have kept the car for the kids. She, for example, she openly told us that she blew her money on the first stimulus check she got. She went and bought toys, which I'm okay with for kids. But when would you think a kid would rather have mommy have a car where they could go out and go to the park? I think they'd like that better and go places instead of sitting around like we were doing with these kids. Like I said, they weren't mine, they weren't my wife's. She was lying to them, telling them we were Aunt Jessie and I was Uncle Derek or Uncle Rick, as she was so fond of calling me. But the sleeping pills thing, she took those because it helped her sleep, supposedly. Now, my wife generally had a lot of this. Her family and her people were, very, very tightly over her. They made up a lot of things that I didn't see. And still, I've been with her 11 years. And it like to never got all fixed. I mean, I had my wife removed from all that. And she was able to show improvements that her family doesn't understand. Like she could throw me a Susan or another person out there that probably goes to one of these counselors. And they're probably, like I said, a lot of times these counselors, they get lied to. They're not told everything that happens during their week because Lord knows if they was, they'd never get out of there. They ain't going to tell them every time they've had a fuss or a fight with somebody or whatever happened in their week. I've been lucky to be kind of on the outside looking in, but that's sometimes how you learn. You don't actually have to be a part of that or jump through the same hurdle to know. You can just sit and watch and learn a lot of stuff. I've had a person before comment me on that when I went to go to one of my school trips. But back to what I was saying, the sleeping pills thing is what I would call it's like a lot of stuff. It's if you take it right and do it right and it helps you, helps your mood, I'm all for it. But if you're one of those that generally only talk about your girlfriends or whatever it is, like this person did this one, and these people up here in these apartments, I mean, they didn't. She told us that she was going to tell these up here in these apartments, which are just right up the road from us, right across us, and she went and texted them or called them or whatever and told them. I forget which was first, but she probably texted them. One of them worked at a gas station local here in Decatur, Tennessee. So anyway, she told them about me and my wife. It didn't help anything. They didn't come down here. They didn't. They didn't call us. They didn't text me or my wife. They didn't help anything, And as far as I could see, the only thing she was around them for was to go get some of their pills. These other girls took some of the same pills that she was on. That's how she become friends with them. So naturally, her instinct was to only go around them part of the time. If it was 5-10 minutes. Give or take, she might have had her kids up there. She might have stayed 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Who knows? But she wasn't allowed to stay nights up there. That's where me and my wife went wrong. And see, we let her stay down here 2 or 3 weeks. And every time you turn around after beginning with day 3, she would say, "Oh, somebody stole my medicine. Oh, somebody up there had to have gotten my medicine." She wanted to call the police. She wanted to do everything backwards. And I was sitting there about to pull my hair out because every freaking minute, seemed like every 5 minutes, she'd either start that or she'd say, "Oh, Derek, somebody touched me. Somebody raped one of my friends," or whatever that story was she told, or something. She want to call the police about that. I said, look, that's not going to do any good. I said, if I knew they would put them away for the rest of their life, I would. But generally, what if they get out in a year or two? All it's going to do is they're going to go right back out there and do the same thing, most likely again. So you're not really helping anything by just getting them temporarily locked up. There's a lot of things I don't particularly like. But again, we didn't ask for this. We thought we were trying to do a nice deed, a nice thing. And like I said, I'm trying to explain everything, so just hear me out. But, the other thing, the tiny clothes, I mentioned about how, women, this woman named Tamara, I don't think she's Sunny, but the famous diva. But she asked, well, what if I want to wear tiny clothes? I don't care what you wear, but I'm going to tell you women something, all of you. Every one of you. Want to know why you get hurt? I've said this in many videos. Why you get hurt? Why you get raped? Why you have the potential of getting raped? Because you let the opposite sex see what you got. Our eyes are our worst enemy, if you think about it. So you're out there showing your belly. Oh, yeah, it might feel good to you. It might feel cool to you. But if I was going to wear, and if I were a woman, if I were thinking straight, I would rather wear that stuff in the privacy of my home or in the privacy of my backyard where I had a fence or something, most likely, because of the neighbors that could probably lurk around. You never know. And that's why a lot of people, like I said, on the news, you hear about it. You see it on Steve Wilkos. You see it on all kind of TV talk shows. So again, it's at your risk. I can't tell you not to wear stuff like that, but I would advise against it. If you were at a strip bar or something, there's all kinds of young men, young women out there. And of course, the women are going to wear less and less clothes at a place like that. But you're not going to tell me you go into a freaking store like that or go at your parents' house like that. If you did, they would tell you to put some clothes on. Because I'm going to tell you the same thing. Anybody who took our offer, if somebody was out there and going to be our unicorn bestie, if they wanted to do that stuff in the privacy of our home, I don't care what they were. If they don't want to wear nothing. But I'm not letting them go out there and freaking put belly shirts on and all that stuff and showing their back and their legs and everything else when they could wear respectful clothes. A woman has a lot better clothing. They have a lot better stuff, and the materials and stuff are so soft and so gentle. A woman's clothing and a woman's just their lifestyle, I'd like to know a lot more about. I find myself being, even though I'm a guy, I find myself more intrigued by what a woman is and what a woman, how they are, how this comes to be. Some of this stuff kind of intrigues me in a way, in a good way. But to hear that they want to go out, and I understand, like I said, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. That's exactly not what I'm doing at all. It may sound that way and it may look that way, but actually, when you kind of think about it, yes, anybody has the risk. Even I have had a couple of instances in my lifetime where I've been touched, not by a woman, but by another guy one time, and another time it was a little bitty boy. Like I said, both of these instances were very, very quickly handled. They weren't the type of abuse or anything that would lead anybody to, call police or anything. So, it wasn't no big deal. And I'm not going to sit there and hold it against anybody or bring that up and make that the only thing I'm going to talk about. But that's what I'm saying, though. You know, the sleeping pills, just like everything else, and just like the clothing that you women want to wear, that's up to you. If you want to be a model and you want to, or be a person in Playboy, a woman in Playboy or whatever, you know, that's your call. If you want to pose nude and be get paid for stuff like that, that's fine. But I'm telling you, if you're around me and my wife, I'm going to make sure that the woman has enough respect to go out in public wearing the proper clothes that they're supposed to wear. It ain't good to go in a doctor's office showing your belly and your ass and everything else. Or what other places are they? You know, a policeman ain't gonna let you. No policeman's gonna let you out there half naked, and not assume that you're some kind of hooker. Even though you say, Derek, I might not. I'm not trying to be. I'm not. It's just cause it's so hot. It's, whatever. Well, like I said, if it's 200 degrees, you still got clothing that protects you. The only type of clothing you don't want to wear in the summertime is something black. Black holds in heat, just like I always knew. I knew that. So generally, like I said, I'm not going to reach everybody, but I was just responding I saw where these questions got brought up. So I thought, hey, I'll make a quick video and I'll pull them to this video. And they might be watching me now. But I don't care what you do. You're not in my household. You're not in my wife's, proximity. But it is your responsibility to not let the guys, especially when you're talking about a woman. I could just imagine if I had my own daughter, if I did have a daughter, and I was, I would not let her go out there like that. No. And I probably, like myself, wouldn't let her date nobody for a while, for a long time, because I know the difference. I don't want you to get in that, they get scarred and they get hurt. That's why that's why me and my wife having so much trouble, for one thing, with trying to get along with certain women and certain people, because somebody hurts them, mistreats them, and even though they don't want to come out right away and say, hey, yeah, it was my fault, or yeah, it was, such and such. Yeah, they're ashamed of it. That's why they don't want to take responsibility of it, just like anybody. Just like I said, it's normal for any human being to lie when they're in trouble, or when something, is out of the norm. They'll try to lie to get out of it. If it means telling a white lie, they'll do it. Anybody would admit to that. But, because I've done it a few times, I'm sure my wife's done it a few times. But yeah, women wear clothes at their own risk. I mean, I'm not going to reach everybody with this video. I'm respectfully looking at it from a fair point of view. But, there was a woman that asked some of these questions, one of these questions, and a guy asked another one. But, the sleeping pills, he takes sleeping pills. Like I said, you take them if you're a responsible adult and you take the medicine you take, and you're not out there overdosing on it, and you know what you're doing. Just like I know what I'm doing with my medicine. I got 3 different ones I take. I take one for blood pressure. I take one for seizures. I take one for vitamin D. But and I take them all. I take 2 of those 3. All at once. I'm supposed to take them 3 times a day, but I found out it don't hurt me. It don't bother me to take everything at one time. I never tell my doctor I do that, but I like, instead of taking 1 pill twice a day, I'll take 2 of them, and then I'll take, instead of 1 pill 3 times a day from blood pressure, I'll just go ahead, and since they're not that big a dosage, the blood pressure pills are only like 20 milligrams. It's not going to hurt me as big as I am. So, like I said, I can afford to do that and have. If it hurt me, I wouldn't even be doing it. I've done it for a long time. But like I said, back to what I'm saying, it's y'all's call. But I want to come out again and say thank you on behalf of everyone, man or woman out there who came out today and gave us chance to talk and chat and ask questions. You know, and for things that you wanted to know or got to know or that you might have these was watching now, these two that's watching now might have a question that might not have been asked today, might not have covered in a video. I've done this makes I think like the fifth video. I've had so much fun today. I thank y'all for doing this. Again, it helps people. It makes people realize there's a couple of good ones left. And like I said, there's a lot of areas I covered today. So I would suggest everybody to go back and watch all the videos that I've covered. I've went over everything, practically that was on my heart. Something that happened to me and my wife this morning and started out late last night into this morning. I covered that this morning and some other things. And then I've had, like I said, I've covered Donald Trump. Someone asked me about that, so I put a video out about that. My thoughts on that. Like I said, I'm here to help if I can. The other thing is, like I said, I've got playlists. If anybody had suggestions, I'm open for suggestions. The one thing that we just have on the side that's not been taken yet, at least not yet, officially, is our Unicorn Bestie offer. For somebody in their 20s and 30s, somebody between Decatur, Tennessee, and maybe Athens or somewhere like that, somewhere within 30 minutes. I don't want people in other states. I don't want people far off because then money gets involved, and there's cards, there's all kinds of craziness, plus gas is high. And, like I said, there's a lot. And, like I said, I've covered that today. I've shown what we've got. We've got some makeup, some nice, neat little things for a nice lady. It's for a lady, like I said, that doesn't have a whole lot of nothing, a whole lot of friends. We've had a couple of times where somebody has shown interest, but they've either had college or they've either fell for some. We had one fall for an ad that they saw on Facebook one time, long before they met us. And things didn't turn out. But like I said, we just come out here mainly to talk about our day, and to talk about what we go through on a daily basis. And I'm thankful for all the people who come out and today, this has been the busiest day, I think, at least for 8 or 9 months. Like I said, I respect all people of color, their creed, where they came from. I'm not here to discriminate on basis of looks. I think that's the worst sense that we got is our sense to see. If you ask me, from my point of view, a man has the worst. That's his worst thing he could have is his eyes, because if you're pointing toward another woman, the opposite sex, that's the problem. And if you put less clothes on, of course you're going to get seen. You're going to get looked at in a negative light. I could just imagine if my mom and my daddy saw me out there. It's one thing if you're a little girl and a little boy running around in your diaper inside your own home with your own family. Of course, they'll let you do that. But they certainly don't want, and I certainly wouldn't want my own daughter if I had one. I wouldn't want. Oh, hello. Oh, this is my wife and her little reborn doll, Dorothy.
Dorothy.
But she was out, doing a walk. Going to see the cows. Oh, did he? But I just I wanted to kind of come out here and My wife's here. Go ahead and you can talk to that. But no, no, I was just responding to a couple of questions. But give my true thoughts on them. Like I said,
Oops.
uh,
Um.
misspelled something.
Yeah.
But no, I just responded to a couple of people's questions that I hadn't covered in a topic video today. So anyway, that was my thoughts on the sleeping pills and the clothes and how I feel. And like I said, if it's my personal my personal thing, I wish women, young women out there would calm down on that stuff. If it's your own, if you, it's not like you can't look at your own self in the mirror, and it's not like you can't look at yourself taking a shower. The worst thing, and I'm gonna say this while my wife's sitting here, the worst thing a man's got is his eyes. When you're talking about looking at across from another woman, because
I'm a good girl, right?
because that's the worst thing. Oh yeah, you're a good girl.
I'm a good girl.
Yeah, but no, it's the worst thing if you ask me. Hearing, what is it? Hear, smell, touch,
Mm-hmm. And feel.
Well, that's touch.
Oh.
Let's see here. So anyway, you've got 5 senses. Well, the worst for if you're talking about from a man, when you're talking about a woman.
No.
Oh, you're like a rubber head. But that to me is the worst thing. And like I said, the women, they can be, misled to be more engaged into all that stuff. It don't take much for anybody to get conned into doing things. And it's just like I said, you got to have the will to say no. You're brought up the way I was. You'd understand it. You don't see a lot of people go out of their way to bring these kids up right anymore. And these young girls and these young teenage girls, if I could, I'd go in there and change everything about schools and what was taught in there. I think English is probably the most you ever learn out of all the subjects practically. Because a lot of the subjects you don't need. You don't need history. You don't need math as much. I mean, once you get past the timetables and the plus and minus and maybe divide if you needed to divide once in a while. But after you get past that, you don't really need it. You don't need anything. Past that. Like I said, most people know how to count money. But no, generally, I would just say, a lot of people, depending on you, depending on how you look at me, you'd be thinking me. Maybe, you go out there and say, man, this guy really helps me with stuff. He really knows where he's coming from, even though he's not in those same shoes. Like I said, I've been looked at by some people. Oh, I have to jump to those same hurdles. Like I said, if you watch movies and TV and the stuff I've watched and the Steve Wilkos show, you learn a lot. So it's all up in here, and it's knowing what's right versus what's wrong. And like I said, we got a lot of movements that are not necessary, and a lot of people go out, like I mentioned earlier, about the celebrities and the whole 9 yards. About every time they get into a pickle, somebody that's fans of them start lusting over them, giving them money, and start falling for these. Every time one of these celebrities seem like they get in a pickle, and fans are paying noodles of money to GoFundMe's and all that they're setting up, and they're acting up on purpose. Like I said, they know right from wrong. They just want attention. If they ain't getting their attention, then like I said, I wish I was a celebrity. I'd show them how to spend their money. I'd show them to go out there, and I told them and I've said this. I don't think I've put this out on video today, but I said if I was a celebrity and I was a famous singer or something, or a famous athlete of some kind, but I'd probably become more be a singer or a disc jockey. But I've said this before. My wife knows what I'm married to say. But if I took all that money instead of buying cars and houses and all that stuff that they buy, and they wait because the reason they do that is because they don't know how to spend it. They got to find some way to blow it. It's burning their pocket. And I'm a shopaholic, so if anybody knows about money going down the drain pretty quick, you can ask my wife. I could spend some money now, but no, if I would give it to the kids. I'd give it to the handicapped people and to the people that's sick, needs, pay for somebody to have whatever they needed. A house, to give it to these charities that, these celebrities never do enough. And every once in a while you get a rare one or two of them and they say, oh, it makes me look so good. Yeah, you only do it once in a while. It's not like you really take a lot of your time and your money. Because like I said, a lot of this stuff they don't need it. They got so much money. You look at people nowadays, and you look at John Cena's and The Rock's and the whole night. Yeah, it's a couple of wrestlers, but I'm saying just any celebrity. You look at them, and they're making all these millions of dollars, and the reason they're buying all these houses, because like I said, they can't live in them. If you bought me one of those houses, I'd be living heaven on earth right now. And I definitely would be, I wouldn't need another house. Would I like to make an improvement once in a while if I saw fit to? I would spend my money on something, but I'd give it to somebody who needs it. Somebody might be out there starving. Animals might need, rescued. People of the elderly might be suffering from something, and there might be something. And like I said, stuff like that. If I had it, I'd give it. I'd keep enough to live off of, buy food, and that'd probably be like about $2,000. I mean, altogether, if you consider, and having to have a few trips. But since I don't drive and I don't have to worry about working and all that stuff, I generally wouldn't need much money. We've got our own transportations and stuff to go and get around, or she'll go for a walk and do an errand or something, or like she did tonight, she went out and got some dinner. She was hungry. But like I said, there would be a thing. I know what. You're not going to rub her head, but no, that's just that'd just be me. And not a lot of these celebrities realize it's not. The celebrity becoming a celebrity doesn't make you cuckoo. It's really just it's how you yourself know that you're going to approach getting that big money. Like I remember when my brother was in the Navy, the first time he signed up for the Navy, he got his eyes, he said, lit up big as saucers when he saw that just for joining the Navy, he got like $40,000. And like I said, my brother, it took him aback, and all that stuff. But he's not a person who lusts after money. I can say that for him, and he uses it for what he needs. And he's not somebody who would do what most of these people would do. And I could say that much, but yeah, it comes out of just me being me. And like I said, I'm not going to try to change any one person or anybody in particular. But if I can help a few people, and my wife can help a few people by coming out here, whether we get our unicorn bestie off for taking or not, that's not really the whole point. I mean, yeah, if there's somebody out here that wants our deal, okay. But at least somebody would probably like to, like I said, subscribe to our YouTube. Maybe you have a suggestion for some lists or something. Maybe this one that commented maybe has some ideas or something, and maybe there's something I could do, to benefit, her being on here or whoever it is, and him being on here. So if you have any suggestions, like I said, we are open to do it. We got some sports and Jim Cornette's and other stuff on here. It's mostly
Emo.
it's mostly wrestling, but I'm gonna let my wife talk for a few minutes. You want to get on there and talk?
No cheating, no
Well, go
problem.
ahead and just talk. Go ahead.
I don't have much to do.
Go ahead.
And I went for a walk
Yeah.
because it was nice and cool out.
It feel good outside? Yeah.
And I play with my kitty.
Tell me about your bunnies.
I got Buster, Daisy, Thumper, and Jerry. And I got cows. And I got a baby kitten. His name is Cosmo. I called him Cosmo because he acts crazy.
Hmm.
He meows at me, and then he don't want me to pick him up, but he'll whine at me. When I come and sit on the porch, he'll get right up in my lap. Or I got our next door neighbor, Tori's dog. Brenda's dog, Tori. She's a lap dog. She likes me though. She gives me kisses. She always thinks I'm my mama. She follows me everywhere. And I do laundry, dishes, take care of my baby dolls, and dress them, do laundry, dishes. It's the same old, same old. And I watch TV shows like Steve Wilkos, Judge Judy, Hot Bench. Uh, Sometimes I watch Jerry Springer once in a while, but he gets annoying. Or Judge Mattis, I watch him a little bit. I like that new what's that lady's name? She's a judge. I liked her a little bit.
Anything else you like?
Cartoons, Blue's Clues, Pooh Bear. Um, I used to watch Goosebumps when I was a kid. I forgot to put that on there. I used to like Pokemon a little bit. I like Pikachu. He's the one that did the little lightning from his tail when he'd get all upset. He would have lightning bolts coming out of his tail. And I used to watch I don't know if you ever heard this called TV show. It's called Halloween Town. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's a really good Halloween movie. I used to watch it when I was a kid on Halloween night, and I would just giggle all through it because I knew it was all make believe, and I used to go to the mall a little bit when I was a kid and went to go look at the Christmas lights and the um the little fake penguins skating around the ice around the little ring thingy, and then used to go see the Easter Bunny with my Aunt Charlene. She would let me go see the Easter Bunny once in a while. Used to go out to eat, with my family, but I'm all grown up now. Things changed. Like my husband said, when you get the age of 18, they don't want nothing to do with you afterwards.
Or I'd say just when you moved out.
Yeah, when you moved out. And I had to realize that it took me a little while to learn. And yes, I was fine at first.
You're not going to get your way whether you liked it or not.
And my husband was right. He said he understood that, I was going through a lot, and he understood. He sat me down real easily and talked to me. He said, baby, you got to realize, we're grown now. We're on our own. On our own. Yes, I used to run from him a little bit because I get all upset because I didn't want him to see me all tore up because I didn't know how he could handle it. And yes, I did stick out for my family at first because I was raised with them. I knew how I grew up with them, I was kind of like stubborn, now that we're all grown up, it's not like what you had in your childhood. It's different now. I gotta do things on my own and be a grown up. Yeah, they got all kids now, and I got a niece that was just born, and I had a,
just can't maneuver.
I got married early, and my family got mad at me because I didn't buy them to my wedding. Yeah, we went to the courthouse and got married. We did the elope. No, it's called elope. My husband said, he married me because he didn't know where I would end up if we didn't. And he said we loved each other too much to leave each other. And I do love the man I'm with. I do. I love him terribly. I wouldn't know what to do with him being here today. I don't care if he's not rich. I don't care if he's not got money. I don't care if he don't got a car. I don't care if he don't have a job. As long as you love each other, that means the world. And yes, we've been together 12 years coming up. 11. I thought it was 11 last year.
No.
Oh, it'll be 11 years this year on August the 18th of 2011. And we'll be together 11 years coming up. And then my birthday will be coming up in September. Usually my husband takes me to the fair for my birthday. Last year, we went 5 times to the fair.
That's 2019.
Or was it 2019?
Yeah.
My bad, 2019. We walked up there 5 times in a row because his granny didn't want to take me to the fair. She said she didn't understand why you wanted to go every night. Yeah, she said I didn't need to go. When I was having fun and it was cool and
around here you'd be going every night.
Yeah. My husband don't usually go all the time to the fair, but he said, baby, you can go because it gives you something to do. Go look around and see animals and I'll take it all with me, and I'll put them in a stroller or something, go watch the rodeo, watch the cows, and stuff like that, and I just. And I'm sorry that I got upset earlier. It's just something, just when somebody says something like, about the female thing, I apologize because I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. I just have a preference, and it's not against Watts or anything like that.
No, I just didn't understand.
And I didn't mean to hurt no feelings. And I just didn't like how you guys were lying on my husband. That really hurt too. That hurt my feelings. That's why I walk away because I can't handle a lot of stress. I've been having high blood pressure, and I try to keep my blood pressure down so I don't get so tore up. My husband have to calm me down. It's hard for him to calm me down at first because I get so worked up, and it's hard for him to calm me down at first. But like he was saying, if I do get a best and we do have our little ups and downs, I will go for a walk. I don't start argument
it might not even be that hard. Maybe, like I said, you might be able to do the thing you couldn't do if you know what.
Yeah, she didn't. Let me explain that. Susan Q got mad at me. Me and her got into it a little bit over something stupid. And I went for a walk. She said it took me a little while to calm down. And I told Eric I was going to go outside and just cool off, go for a walk and cool off. Because I didn't want to put my hands on her or I didn't want to argue with her. I didn't want to do that stuff. And I learned, from, having counseling so many years ago, it helped me cope better with situations that I didn't want to get out of hand. And when I do go, if I did get a bus and that did happen, I will go for a walk and I'll go cool off and then I'll come right back. It's just where I need to go cool off for a little while. I need to, just cool off for a minute, and then I'll come back in. We could sit down and talk about it. Because, that makes me feel better. It'll make you feel better. I really want this Bessie thing. I want me crying and sitting up crying to my husband, and trying to figure out, how we're going to handle, the rides, and Seth and how we're going to get places. If you don't have a car, I understand. If you don't have a job, I understand. I just want to compromise, the word that Danny always said. You got to compromise. And that's the best word that he always used to say, compromise is the best way to handle something without something bad going down. And yes, I miss Danny. I miss him terribly. He was like the best dad I could ever have. I know he didn't give me birth, but that will always be my dad. He said I can call him dad. He understood, why I carry my dogs around. He understood, he said as long as it made me happy, it made him happy. That's how he put it. He said he would buy me things like watches and bracelets, stuffed animals. I still have all of them that he bought me. I have them up on my bed because that's memories that I have of him. That's the only thing I have of him left. And I have his Elena Braves cubes up there. I'll put them up there because, you know, when it spins like it is now, that means that he's listening. Because he always comes to visit. He always listens. Or if he hears one of us singing, he'll get so excited and he'll have it going crazy. Because he knows I'll sing his favorite song, by Queen, Biting in the Dust. That's his favorite song. He said that was his favorite song. He said when I sung that song for him for his phone, he used that as his ringtone because he said that he could hear us, one of us calling. He knew it was one of us. He said, if something happened to me, he wanted us to know how much he loved us and missed us. And he said, be good for Granny if you can. Be good for Granny and Papa. And I understood where he was come from because, he didn't have to yell and scream at me or say bad things. He said, you're a good girl. I don't see no problems out of you. He said, you're a very good girl. And I love going places with him. He made it fun. He's laid there. He's laid back and calm, and he was very handsome. I don't remember where Dad got his good handsome looks. He got that from his daddy, and his daddy was very handsome. Cause he raised two good boys that can treat a woman with respect and love and want to care for them.
Well, that depends on who it is.
And, he's got his warmness. I like it when my husband warms me up when I'm shivering. He's like a warm heater. I can get between his arms and he'll just warm me up quick. He's got his daddy's warmness, and I always wonder where he got that from because I always giggled when I asked him when we first got together where he got his warmness from because, he was so warm and cuddly. We would cuddle on the couch and just talk for hours. I mean, we cut up and we talked about, our dislikes, our likes, our music, our sports. I was raised as a tomboy. I was raised like racing and NASCAR, basketball. I used to climb trees when I was a kid. I used to climb trees all the time. Used to go to work with my dad. My dad worked on air conditioners. I used to go to my dad's work, Richards Repair Service. And they had a shop down in Florida where I was raised and born. And I used to go there, with my mom, my papa, and my dad, and my sister. And, and then my mama had a flower shop. and she called it Gail's Victorian Victorian store. And then my mom had a vegetable store. And when we come up here, she called it Cal's vegetable store. Well, I had to wear a cow shirt with spots, and well, I didn't get to tell that part. And we did that for a little while, and I graduated from Springfield, Ohio High School in 2008. I lived there for 3.5 years. Worked at Tack Industries. It's a warehouse. There's a lot about me that if you have any questions, I'm always welcome to answer them. My favorite colors are purple and black because I'm Undertaker. I like some pink. I'm not into the real girly girl stuff like makeup and stuff because I don't usually wear makeup. My husband says I'm pretty without makeup anyway. He always tells me I'm beautiful anyway when he don't have to say that because I always tell him I'm not, but he says I am. And he cuts my hair for me if he could tell. I trust him, but nobody else says anything about it. But I mean, my preacher at church might say something. He says, how cute it is, and oh, I got a comment on my hair. It's a female ice cube. And yes, I do collect dolls. This one woman says, "Who gave you this large haircut?" Well, my husband does my hair for me. He does it for me for free. He cuts it because I don't have to pay him or anything. So if you want to know Ice Cube, he cuts it with scissors. He's not no barber, but he does an excellent job. But I do arts like coloring book sheets of color. I draw. I make homemade cards. I made my husband a birthday card. I'm gonna make him another one because his birthday's coming up. I do it every time his birthday comes. I make him a birthday card, or I'll take him out to eat for his birthday. I don't know where I'm gonna take him this year, if he'll go or not. How stubborn he is. I'm waiting to take him to Family Diner because usually we ain't been out there in a while. We ain't been in there since. Well, I made a big oopsie. It was my big oopsie. I should have kept my mouth shut. I should have known better. But that sweet, pretty waitress, was telling me about her life, and we were going in. She was going real deep, and I thought, well, she's going in this far, when my husband was in the bathroom, and when he came out, and I told him, and well, this lady, wait till I went to the bathroom to say something to my husband, came up to my husband and started running her big old mouth. I don't know who she was, but I don't care. I don't care what she thinks of me. But I do like going out to eat. I like going shopping. I like playing video games. I used to play those we call them Nintendo game machine. I used to play that a little bit when I got before my husband. Oops. Ice Cube.
Just go ahead and talk.
Oh, Ice Cube was asking a question about. I showed my doll a minute ago. That was my reborn doll. Uh, but I used to be an ice skater, basketball player, softball player, soccer player. Um, let's see. I used to be a champion ice skater. I was in first place. I beat all the boys. Thank goodness. I beat all the boys in every school. I used to go to Special Olympics. The best thing I like in Special Olympics was the what do you call those bean bag thingies? We call them that we throw them into that hole.
Hacky sack.
Hacky sack. Yeah, thank you, honey. Hacky sack. That was my favorite game in the 100 dash meter. Uh, I used to do that in Special Olympics, and man, I was the slowest one on that 100 dash. Man, all those other girls, man, they were pretty fast. I couldn't catch up with any of them. They had some pretty long legs. I was like, goodness, why can't I have those pretty long legs? I was told with my people I was racing with, she was laughing about it. And no, I was not good with the hurdles. So don't ask. I tripped on those. But uh hold on, let's answer something. Hold on. Yeah, I like wrestling too. I like AEW, Friday Night SmackDown, Raw, and yes, my favorite superstar. If you guys want to know, all time favorite, I gotta say Ric Flair, Nature Boy, or Undertaker, or Stone Cold. Hell yeah! Or Teddy Long. I used to do his little dance. Yes, I did like Shane McMahon. So Shane McMahon, if you know, you are a goofball. And Vince, you were hilarious. I couldn't help laugh at you. But I do like different cartoons. I like Blue's Clues. My daughter, Catherine, my daughter, I call her. She's my daughter. She's got me watching this called Bluey. It's a hound dog. And I mean, that is the cutest cartoon I've ever seen in my life. I mean, and Maki. Oh, man, this dog is hilarious. And he's a little pug. And it's so cute, Oh, yeah. Let me show you Catherine. Catherine, baby. Come here, honey. Come here, little short thing. Come here. Come here.
My butt.
This is Catherine, my baby that I was just telling you about. Say hi, baby. That was my favorite baby. But I do collect black reborns. If one of you wanted to know, yes, I have one. Her name is Naomi. But my life is good. I was in a mental hospital for a little while, but I'm doing better. I got a Hawaii appointment tomorrow. I get just a checkup. Yeah, I got 11. Well, I only have to go once a month. That's not bad. Baby, that's a good checkup. They just check my blood pressure and. Yeah. He said that Catherine scares her. Scares her. She says, Mom, Catherine scares me. Catherine's a sweetheart, Jenny. She don't hurt nobody. That's Daddy's favorite girl. He ain't gonna get rid of his baby. That's his baby. Uh-huh. Catherine loves her daddy. That's Daddy's girl.
Oh, here's one.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna show her. Show them. Okay. This is what I got her. she moves her head. And she plays like gospel music. That's her baby. She's got another one too. She's got one that has blonde hair. Here you go, sweetie. Your baby's calling you. Your baby's calling you. And I got this one. This one I just got. Her name is Aubrey. She's another doll. I collect different ones. I get them at thrift stores, so they're a little bit high, but that was one of my new porcelain ones. It's supposed to be a curling porcelain doll. But yes, I like McDonald's. That's my favorite food. I used to like Taco Bell. I used to like the soft tacos or the bean burritos. My husband hates the smell of bean burritos. He says it's not real meat, it's fake meat from Taco Bell. So I stopped eating after he said that.
That's all that running crap. It's like some
And
diarrhea.
he said it's like having diarrhea. But
Well, you ain't never noticed it?
I thought it was real meat.
No, that's prepackaged.
My husband said, well, I'm more wild. He goes, honey, why do you like Taco Bell? I said, well, I like their soft tacos and their bean burritos. And Gurney's like, that's the only thing you eat. Every time we used to go to Athens, so my husband got me into Crystals. And oh my goodness, Crystals is the best. And Sonic drive-thru, oh goodness, that's my favorite. My favorite meat is turkey.
I never say that.
One of them was asking, this one's Hunter. She's a girl. What's your favorite meat? Favorite
I
meat.
have to go. Turkey's always nice and juicy. Thanksgiving turkey.
Thanksgiving turkey.
I'd say probably turkey for me. I mean, I like ham, but turkey's always got that.
I don't know if you guys ever heard these. I used to get these Game Boy things for your hands, the little pink flippy thingies. And my husband got it for me at the pawn shop. Yes, I usually go to the pawn shop once in a blue moon. But ever since he's got this, I'm just gonna say same old stuff. The pawn shop. See, I don't think he's got like CDs, DVDs, the tape, the movie tapes, and clothes and stuff like that. And my favorite holidays is Christmas and Thanksgiving because I eat like a pig. Ask my husband, I'm a piggy. I used to eat like a little birdie. Yes, he'll tell you that for a laugh. I do not eat like a birdie no more. I gained weight from doing that. I hate when my husband used to say that. And when we used to go in the pig, he always say, honey, why don't you dress up in a piggy suit? I was like, I'm not wearing a bug-eyed suit with bug-eyed head. That would give me headaches. When I go in there, I used to go piggy hunting. And that was fun, though. I love going piggy hunting. Because my friend, I brought a picture home to my husband. I said, honey, can you guess who's in this suit? And he goes, I bet it's Dakota. And I said, how'd you know? He said, I could tell. And I said, yeah. Yeah, he's the tallest one. And he was fun, though. I mean, he makes girls laugh When he fell in that box, that was more funnier. Because we had to pull his butt out of the box. His butt got stuck. But, yes, I'm not a fishing person. I'm not a hunting person. I don't go mutton. So, if you ask that, I'm not into that either. I like going to the fair and playing the dart game. Yes, I got little baby balloon, but I'm going to get better this year. I'm going to watch my husband so I can get all of them in a row. So I can get this pretty muk that I want so bad this year. She was a pink muk, and I'm going to get it for Bubbles. I'm going to work really hard to get it for him. Because Bubbles is mommy's baby. And Jakey. Yes, I like to collect stuffed animals. I got Jake and Bubbles and got little monks. I got Sparkle. She's my baby. I got her at VBS. It's Vacation Bible School. If you guys want to know, that's the initials of it. But I don't know if I'm gonna go this year or not. I might go to homecoming. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yes, I go to church once in a blue moon. I don't go all the time. Sometimes I want to skip because it's boring. Where if you could travel, where would you go? Well, I would go to Hawaii. I would go to Hawaii because I think it's beautiful. Where I see all the pine trees and the water, or I would go to Ruby Falls. That's pretty too. Because where would you travel to, honey? This one woman's asking, if you could travel anywhere, where would you go? That's a good question. I can go all night long.
Ain't nothing. I'm down.
We're not big travelers.
I'm down to do.
Yeah.
I'd just be happy to go anywhere.
Yeah, me too. Somewhere warm.
Probably wouldn't ever get me out of the theme park.
Oh, and I've never been to what's that place called, honey? That you want to take me to? Something that something windy.
Lake Winnie.
Oh, Lake Winnie. I have never been there, and I want to go so bad. And no, I do not like roller coasters, so I will not get on it.
Cannonball.
What's the cannonball?
I showed you that the other day, the blue one.
Oh, the one I go around. Well, I might go on that, but I don't like roller coasters, so don't ask. I like water rides, though. And yes, I did go to Dollywood. That was my favorite place to go when I was a kid. Yes, I love Chuck E. Cheese, and that's my favorite. I want to go there so bad for my birthday. If I get a unicorn bestie, I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. And yes, I want you guys to sing me happy birthday without the damn rat. Because I will tie that rat up into a wall. I will tie him up with a rope. Or I'll pull his tail too. But here's my husband.
Oh. Well. Yeah, I don't know about that question. I don't know. I'm not a huge traveler.
I'm too short.
I got lucky. I got lucky when I was. One time I was supposed to go to Gatlinburg and never made it. Mama spent too long.
Oh, you burnt my favorite place out.
Mama spent too long in the damn bathroom, getting all her damn curls and all the damn.
So they can see me.
Makeup and all the garbage.
Your mom's a girly girl.
Took her all the goddamn day. I asked Danny, I said, oh, Lord, it's about 4 o'clock. Are we ever going to get out of here? You get going? Nope. Cause we were supposed to spend a whole day. It didn't take me or my dad or brother-in-law to get ready. But no, I don't know what place. And I mean, because yeah, there's Florida. You could, you could make an argument there. She said Hawaii, but
Mhm.
it'd be. I'd always have to make sure I'm very conscious about the weather, and I don't like. And that's one of the reasons I hesitate because there's a lot of that hurricanes and all that mess.
No.
Around here, we live year round. Ain't no bad weather hardly to speak of here.
I just don't like the lightning.
Well, uh,
I used to be afraid of that.
we like I said, we don't even hardly get snow here, so it's
Honey,
fairly decent.
get an inch.
But
Cold.
yeah, but most of the time you don't get nothing. Like I said, I've been here almost my whole life, probably 35 years almost, and only two times in the history has it snowed more than the usual inch or two. 93, we had a blizzard of 12 inches. Power went out for a week, and it still took about 2 or 3 weeks in total to get all that snow melted. And then in 2009 or 8, whenever it was, or somewhere through there before I met my wife, we had 10 inches of snow, or 8 inches, whatever it was. It was a little bit less than the 93, but this second one wasn't a blizzard, so we didn't have to worry about the power going out. Still wasn't, you know, I don't like snow or anything like that. And like I said, holiday wise, I just go with the flow. I used to, as a kid, you're you're gonna like Christmas probably the most. I'd have to say if I had another holiday to miss a tradition to, it's probably uh, Halloween. I don't like how it's done today. What? Oh, you got more doll. What are you?
I'm gonna show my Jenny. My dog.
I thought one of them making a noise.
And nothing.
Oh,
That one. Got a glass doll. I got a little bit more.
okay.
And these are the last ones. And I got this one.
Well, she got more than this.
Got this one. And I got that one.
Now, that's just what's in here, and that ain't.
Yeah.
That ain't.
All of them.
No,
I get all of them out.
there's a whole room full. We got some boxed up just in case we find the unicorn bestie thing. And if we find somebody, we'll have to move.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was, I'd say as a kid, I'd probably say Halloween's the second favorite. As I've grown older, I'd probably say, even though it probably wasn't my favorite, I'd say it definitely probably is now. Thanksgiving, just because it's, you're not getting gifts and presents and stuff. You can just sit at home, watch, usually our routine is just watching parade, because there ain't nothing to do. We don't do a thing with family or nothing like that or anything. So, but it's, it's me and my wife, that's it, pretty much. But, yeah,
Oh, that one her said, "Happy Mother's Day. You seem like a great mom."
Mhm.
Thank you.
uh,
Thank you for the compliment.
like I said, uh, we try to be nice.
Thank you for the compliment. That just made my day.
A lot of people don't get a chance to, unfortunately, do things you like to do or do them how you have them pictured or thought up. Like I told my wife, that's why I mentioned a lot of times on this thing. You seem like you're always doing what everybody else always wants you to do, and wasting your effort and your time and your energy on something that really didn't at the end of the day, usually you find out like we did. Usually you're not really thought of like you think, and you find that out when you get old enough to move out, usually, or something like that. Somebody's mood just changes all of a sudden and flip of a switch. So that's why, like I said, I gave up mine 3 years ago. My grandmother's been about two and a half, but I just couldn't take anymore. Everybody was gossiping. I couldn't even get. I got to where I couldn't even get in a car. And it sat in there 5 minutes. My wife said, I made a video about this the other day, but this is something else to talk about with all you new in there. But it got to the point where, and my wife, she told me, I think it was the other day, that Gosper was still crowing about wanting to. I said, Lord, you get back in that, and I get back in that. I know what's going to happen. It wouldn't take her a week to get messed up. Mm-hmm. And then I said, she don't support anything that and I've heard the arguments on both ends. But it's always been that way. Long before my wife ever came, long before we ever thought of this, uniform bestie thing, and long before my wife even took a liking to it, but once she heard my idea about how I'd like for it to play out, it's something she sort of liked to see happen, yeah, it would benefit me or my wife, a lot, and but we could make up in places where we don't, have her, if it's the right person, we could do the other stuff in places and make up for the stuff that we don't have. But it's a lot of wishful thinking. And I told my wife, this stuff is not easy to do. And I guess just getting people to subscribe to your stuff and getting a little bit of conversation is better than nothing. You never know where it goes. Next time you're on here, you may get a couple more, and you may, somebody may pass this around. Somebody might know something.
Let me go get Sarah right now.
It's gonna go get some more. But a lot of things we put up in the room, like I told you, there's quite a bit that she has. But we're just going to show the main ones that she either cares about or whatever. Get Jesse and Bailey in now. Oh, okay. All right, never mind. Oh Lord, I won't have to go through all them damn boxes. Got so many boxes in there, it's unreal. But yeah, I know. Trying to be prepared, just in case something come along.
I'm just going for 3. That's it. Okay, I got a black one. And that Junior. And Sarah. There you go.
Yeah, she ain't had time to dress them, but
No, because I've been there.
But we've been trying to have some of this stuff packed up and ready to go in case we just lucked up on something.
Yeah.
Like I say, there's no guarantees. It's going to take somebody that's just able to put stuff down enough to where you get a fair shake and fair piece of the pie. And I'm not telling you to get rid of your family or your friends if you got them, but like I said, you just can't expect my wife to work miracles with them. If you like them, but they have to be willing to, because like we found out, we had to give up a lot of this stuff. You don't realize this stuff till you put in one of these, certain things. Some people, what? Oh, you're gonna make kisses again.
I love you.
Oh, I know.
I don't think I have my now.
I know it. But no, we just you realize sometimes you have to give up some things, and you have to do things that you don't think you'll have to do. Sometimes you're what you grew up around, your friends and your family. Sometimes you have to replace them with something else, or just do things of your own, do things yourself. So sometimes you may have to pick me or my wife, if you're that person and they don't take a liking to us like you think, yeah, you may have to choose one or the other. It just may happen that way. Just things have happened to us that I can relate on that end, and I decided that regardless if we get the unicorn bestie thing or not, my family, whether they get 100, I'm not, not entertaining anything else because they're not the same people I grew up around. They're not what I'm, not what I was used to growing up, and not when I was a kid anyway. And there's no sense in forcing something on somebody or just putting yourself in there just to get talked about. And like I said, I made a whole video on that subject there not long ago, but just kind of briefly, it's just like, everybody else, like my grandmother, you could just say, well, she likes to go play at bingo and all that stuff the old people do, the old red hat thing and all that kind of. Like she needs that like a horn head. But as like I said, she didn't give a damn about that shit till old that old Michael or whatever, he putting all this crap in my grandmother's head, and of course she'd listen to anything anybody said. She came home that day, and I remember I don't think yelled this loud or said what I said, but I pulled everything out. I mean, it was so bad she went there and laid down. She didn't give up for a while. But I couldn't help it. I mean, that fired me up, what she told me. I mean, I wished I had video of that. But it fired me up. I said, yeah, I guarantee you wouldn't have said that with me sitting there. But she just, like I said, it was a different person. It's the same person that would tell you, oh, yeah, he stayed up here for 13, 14 years. But, she's just a different person. She's not the same person. And I did a lot of things. I'd make sure she got home in time to do a lot of her stuff, work around her schedule a lot of times. Me and my wife, she didn't understand, uh, portion of why my wife wanted to carry a doll around. And why was that such a big deal? Oh, because my bingo buddy says it is. Well, here, what is it?
Oh, Jenny was asking me a question.
Oh,
I missed the question.
But I got to where I just had to, realize I was going to have to sacrifice.
I would choose my husband over my own family and my
realize that we either going to have to stick together as one, or she's going to have to choose one or the other. Because there certainly wasn't no room for me to breathe.
I'm sorry, baby. They treat you like that, baby.
I
didn't think that would ever happen.
Well, when you got me mixed in there, and I ain't gonna just let them.
But I don't understand why they like Courtney over you.
Because he wouldn't have the same fortitude as me to tell him what he thought. He let them run over him. He had a car too, I just run and get in the car. For me, it's different. I say it's on my mind. You have to take me forever. I ain't. That's what they're not going to do. But.
I'm back. It said, love is powerful.
Yeah, I know, but if we, like I said, if you find the right something, it can also be, it could be a double-edged sword. It could be the best thing you ever seen and the best thing you ever got. And then all of a sudden, you could also feel the other side of that coin.
I just want to be loved by somebody that will love me for who I am, not for what I don't got.
Well, like I said, it's not, well, we're not uh, asking for a lot, and there's not nothing there to really.
I would never ask
Uh,
you for money or
I
cards.
mean, like I said, that's why I'm making clear. It has to be somebody within a few minutes. It may be somebody on one of these back roads. Like I told my wife, it may be somebody on one of the roads she just don't normally walk down. There's a lot of roads on the back roads up there on River Road. There's Decatur Hills. I've been up there when I've been up there
Where's
trick or
that?
treating. That's on River Road up there.
Oh, is it?
But there's a big subdivision. Like I said, I know just about this place like the back of my hand.
I wasn't raised there. That's why
I
I
can
asked you.
I can guide you, but if you ask me what road was what, I couldn't. But I could guide you around here. Just memory, to know what it looks like. But yeah, it's just you don't never know what you'll get, what you won't get. And sometimes, like I've said, you'll find that you'll have to probably give up some things. That might be something that you'll face at times. And like I said, I could have very easily chose different paths and different the answers that were no. If they'd have been yes, there's a lot of things could have been different. But it wouldn't have made any difference. They'd find some way to not like anything that you're doing, whether it's a job or who you're with or what you had with you.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Wrong.
all right. George.
That's a 4. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you know what? Yeah, just um, we just thought we'd come back. I saw a few things. I started the video out and was kind of putting out on that stuff, and so hopefully, if you got any other questions or something that we
You
have,
want to type our numbers in the paper? So they my text over
well,
here?
if that's what you want to do.
I don't know how to do the spaces though. You have to teach
Hey,
me
hit the
that.
space bar
Oh. Oh, okay.
right here. You hit the space bar.
Okay. Mm,
Actually, I would space that number out here.
I want space it.
Yeah, it'd be easier to see. That's probably one reason they couldn't see it. So
Space.
put 423
Okay.
and hit space.
615
Space.
space 3020.
Yeah.
Okay.
And space.
Space BESS
Space.
space LAYMAN space 423 space 635 space 2965. There you go.
But just in case, I don't know if it show up on your end, but it shows up on our end. But if you're out there and you're somebody listening to us and whatever, if we're still on here, you can see that. But yeah, we're going almost an hour and another hour and a half. So we probably today just alone. I was telling my wife we probably went almost 8 hours counting this video. Uh, so that's pretty good. We don't normally do videos like this much, but we had a pretty good day. So
It's been a very
we
good
just thought
day.
we'd come out here and give it a whirl, give it a chance. And there's a current count. We've got 21 subscribers. So
I like your video. Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. That's nice. Yeah.
Thank you, sweetheart.
But we don't do anything special, and no.
Thank you for everybody that commented. And thank you, my subscribers.
So, like I said, if it's nothing else but coming on here and chatting, that's just be what it is. But and or something. But because it's too much to ask for anybody just to be traveling too much these days. So, if it just happens to be somebody local, we could definitely help you out and do it.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna promise something or do something that we can't do, and vice
Yeah.
versa. So we won't expect that from anybody. So, but if you,
Yeah.
if you just know where Decatur's at, Decatur, Tennessee, if you've been here, or
Or
that,
if you're from
if you're
Athens.
out somewhere nearby, see, like I said, the offer's still open.
Mm-hmm.
So we I think ever since we got rid of the
Crackle.
the rings, I think it's kind of helped my wife just a little. I told her I said we can take one up there. We can take you up there, whoever it be,
Yeah.
and get you something. It might not be as much as that one, but
I'm sorry. I just had to get groceries because I didn't want my husband to be sick. Because if he was in the hospital bed, I
well,
would cry my eyes out. Because I love my husband from the bottom of my heart. And
yeah.
if God would have took him away from
But
me, I would have been really sad.
but
Because I love my husband.
but I've told her too. I said, one of the things. I told her, I said, if you probably a lot of, like I said, just looking back at some of this stuff. But definitely if I'd stayed out of stuff, she probably would have had some text people or something, text buddy or I'm just saying, there's somebody just call once in a while. A lot of stuff, it's just like I said, it's not enough. It's just not. And she wants me in it. So like I said, I give whatever I can give the best shot I can give. But and somebody starts you know trying to run me over and backsizing and like that and did last year, I just I just don't have a choice. You know, I like I said, I tried talking myself out of it twice prior to the worst thing in the world almost happening in here. And she resisted to do that. I don't know why, because she wasn't doing it. All I was doing was looking at her. I could do that on. I could have done that on TV. I could have looked at Charlotte or any of them half naked women on wrestling and got
Like
more
I
out,
said, Lexi.
and got more out of that. I mean, I'm just saying, it's just sad that somebody, come down here and lie like that, say, "Oh yeah, I'm homeless," or whatever.
She really hurt
And
me.
just don't understand what's so special about all them up there.
She said that.
But that's her. That's her for you.
She told me when we went to the dollar store that she wanted me to leave Derek and me and her just move in together. And
Well,
I told her no because she said
like
that Derek,
she
she said, why she got me out of the house because she said Derek hurt me. And Derek would never lay his hands on me.
well, like I said,
I've known Derek
she.
for almost 11 years. And he's never
not
done
this.
that.
Well, anyway, like I say, it's one of these things where my wife is, she said the wrong stuff to that lady and that woman, and she tried to put me over it and me in it, or make something of me, feel some way or another or whatever. And like I said, I'm not gonna knock, that she probably wanted something nice out of that. I don't know, my wife saw sparkles or whatever, but what she sold her up there. I was down here minding my own business, so whatever was said up there, that's between them two, and I don't know. All I know is when she come down here, it was totally different from what she was describing to me. If I'd known half of what I known, when she came out of her deep sleep, I definitely I would have done something a lot different. I should have, like I said, I always kick myself.
Since I believe you, Derek, seems really nice and Jessica is amazing.
But I wouldn't try to. I wouldn't try to do anything if I didn't have to. But sometimes a person puts you in that spot. And sometimes you have to do what you have to do in there. But it's one of those things. Sometimes you're back.
I'm not amazing, people.
Well, you don't put yourself down. You're in there. But it's like I said. It's just everybody. Everybody watch these videos today, you get a lot of entertainment. Like I said, it's almost 8 hours, a little over 8 hours probably combined all this videos that we did today. It's just, like I said, it's just one of the rare days where I'd intended to probably staying on for an hour and getting off. But during that time when I was on there, people started coming out.
Thank you, all my subscribers.
We probably gained about 10 subscribers today. Already. So
thank you.
So anyway, it's not much, but if like I said, everybody, if it's nothing but just get on here and chatting, I guess that's what it'll be. If there's anything more to it, well, like I say, well, I don't know. But at least just to give her something, we could probably do this, once or twice a day, or as long as my computer holds up. I probably won't do this with the phones. It's hard to stay on there all day with phones. Wouldn't be as fun. But that's why I would hope, if there's somebody interested in anything at all, we could better serve you with our phones. Better talk to you, text you that way. Still waiting on us to come out here.
Yeah, you guys are always welcome to text me day or night. It don't
matter.
We'll
like I said, we'll put it out here. If you just happen to be in this local area, or you just think you're going to travel up here, and maybe there's somebody up here to come to see. If I just happen to be okay, we're always home unless going to the doctor or have or something. But we try to be. We try to keep promises, and if we can't, well, we always make sure we fix it and redo it for another time. Like I said, I don't cancel out anything unless there's a weather permit or something that's just makes it unbearable to do. Why?
We go fair dish for my birthday.
I don't know, Kat.
Okay.
I don't know, because you ain't got nobody to go. You probably do good just go down there and look for free stuff. Yeah.
But I go when you go.
Well, I know, but it'd be hard dragging me down there. No, and no Hazel ain't doing no good.
No, I ain't been checked up on her today.
Uh-oh. They're going to check up on her. Probably she.
Probably.
But,
probably asleep right now.
Uh-oh. Did I wait too late? Oh, no.
She might be awake. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not quite.
It ain't 11 yet.
It's, what time is it?
It's 9:43.
No, that's what I was going to say. It looked like 9:43. But, we just come out here and try to, check on some stuff, probably, and like I said, she'll watch her TV or she'll do whatever stuff that she showed you earlier. But no, just watch our videos, check us out, see what we're all about. You'll learn a lot. There's over 8 hours of stuff. So what we at? An hour and 39 minutes. So just go back and look at our most recent videos from today, and pretty much learn everything about us. Our life story ain't that long. It wouldn't take us that long to tell you our life story and what we're all about, and what we're offering, and what's all this stuff's about. It just has to be it's like a puzzle. It has to be a perfect fit. But anyway, we'll. I guess I don't think there's anything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll say good night for tonight.
Good night, Jenny.
So if anybody wants to say good night, we'll tell you good night before we head on. I'll let them know.
Hi, Miss Hazel. How are you feeling? Oh, that's good news.
Mhm.
Good. How are you? We miss you. We love you a lot. So how's your week been? Been doing okay? How's your week been good?